Hello and welcome back to another episode of Multiblock Madness, where I'd like to get some more progression done and maybe get that Steam I've been talking about set up for. I've been talking about that for a while. Might get that set up. Just found something out though. You can scroll to jump to the next available recipe in the gem cutter staple. I was just assembling some stuff for Steam. I was going to upgrade this radiant tank. Um, anyway, I will get some stuff done and I'll be back. Just crafting up some archaic bricks with some inert metal. Doing this so I can extend this platform out and add a third steam engine running off of actual steam. Okay, we've got steam. Right now this is only coming from this single boiler until we turn on the melter. Now the stamper doesn't have a boiler attached to it because it doesn't work, so that's why. Not sure why the stamper doesn't give steam, but apparently it doesn't. That's good enough for me. Okay, so all that's left to do here is extract, and there we go. How fast is this going? That's not bad. This should be, yep, 60. Not really going to change much. It will make the faster recipes for pulsating iron, as well as conductive iron. We hit that 60 mark now. It will also pump water faster. So, okay, how this is working is, well, really nothing fancy. We've just got steam and a water pipe that connects to these boilers. The steam comes out the top, the water goes in the bottom. The water comes from this pump. So it looks like if we throw in some ores, we'll be able to see it kick off. And you might have noticed I decided to use the radiant tank. Just wanted to try that out. I think it actually is the biggest tank I have access to at the moment. I think it was 160 buckets, I think it was. So I'm gonna grab some ores, do some ore processing. Let's see. We'll grab nickel, gold, copper, tin, iron. Just all of them, basically. Dump them in here. Just do that. Now we should start to see this fill up with steam. Yep. And that's filling up with steam. So this guy shoots out for the mixer. Cause wait, why is this not working? Ah, okay. Anyway, just wanted to show off the my Steam setup. You can actually see the difference here. The white particles is steam, and then the black is coal. So it looks like we are in fact not keeping up. We seem to be just, I'm not sure. It's close. And that's just with 2 steam generators at the moment. What I could do in theory is make it so that if this is off, this is on. So let me just check to see if I can use this gear. Yeah, that's not actually going to matter, is it? I don't want to change the input, I want to make it so that the pipe turns off. So I need this redstone signal to turn, wait. No, I need this redstone signal to turn off this, which I could do if I have it, if I move the tank to say right here, extract it right behind this item extractor. But I think for now, I'll just roll with it. Maybe not, maybe not. Yeah, let's just do extract with signal. And then we'll just do, I wonder if that counts as a signal. Doesn't look like it. Okay, that should be it. I wonder if I can, that looks really bad. Well, that's about it. Maybe what I'll do is just have some marble going like this with a lever there. Oh, yeah, that did work. Because we don't really need it to be all the time. It would just be nice to have a little bit of a buffer. I mean, a lot of a buffer. So that we don't always have to be using coal. Now, to be fair, what I could do is I could use my overabundance of coal or charcoal that I've got stored downstairs. And just basically keep this running full time. Or I could set up a couple more melters or something. I also started doing this. I could set up a basic capacitator bank and just start using embers for some power. I might do that. Feels like a pretty solid idea. Either way, yeah, that's a Steam setup. So I will figure out what my next plan is for progression, and I'll be back. Creating my backpack. Which apparently, yeah, you gotta do these in the right order. Just take some treated leather or tanned leather, I think it is. Now I've got space. I'm gonna put this devouring charm on this tank so that it never backs up. I'm also gonna run a couple more things of coal through it. Can never have too much coke coal. I also decided to store a little bit of embers as power. So remember, it's shift right click on the receptor, right click on the emitter. I'm also going to be going through the floor because why not? You also need a redstone signal on the emitter. You can think of it as redstone mode active with signal. Looks like we're out of embers, which is fine. We don't need to do too much. How's our... Okay, so I'm gonna just stuff some... Also, it looks like our steam tank is full. I'm gonna stuff some ember crystal. Oh, I must have... Wait, why can't I? There we go. I'm not sure why it didn't work before. I'll get 3 stacks. That should back this up a little bit. Also, this steam tank being full, I gotta figure out some way to automatically have this on when it's full. Honestly, what I'll probably end up doing is the exact same thing the exact same setup I have, with a logic gate. So it fills up with steam, turns this on, drains, turns it off. That's probably what I'll end up doing. It would be kind of nice if I could, honestly, what I probably will do instead of doing that is just have a redstone conduit that goes to the front of this mixer. So like say it comes up here and I just have the lever right here, and then I can just toggle the lever when I want to. Well, that might not work. It might actually hit the machine controller, but I can toggle the lever when I want it to have mechanical power, and then it'll just have a huge backlog of steam that I can use for powering it. Now, this is only 20. Actually, it's only 10 right now. So it might be worth converting. Well, I suppose it doesn't matter too much. I could also do the same thing with this lever right here. Turn this into, or move this lever down here so I can just toggle this. Say, I want to craft now. I want to craft now. Yep. So a couple options there. I'm going to just toggle this for a second, just so I can speed up the water. If I use a charcoal trove, I wonder what happens if I have two charcoal troves, if they get split or not, like if it's 50% chance if they get round robined. Alternately, of course, I could just keep it stockpiled with a lot of charcoal, because it does last a very long time. Yeah, so I'll be back. Okay, so I decided to move the melter over to here. This will pipe into the smart output, and then it will just end up in this chest. I also moved the pattern chest here and scooted some of these guys over so they weren't in the way. We are just doubling some black crystal, or black quartz. It is pretty rare, so I want to get as much as I can out of it. Making some electrum plates and iron plates. These will be used for NV wire coils, which require, at this point, I gotta cut electrum plates into electrum wires. These will be used for basic coils as well, so I'm just overcrafting at this point. It's only one electrum per, so it's pretty cheap. And then iron, I need a stack in order to make the 3 iron casings I want. So I might change this up a little bit. I think I'm going to have a casting table here with another plate mold on it, just because the one is quite slow. So I'll do, yeah, this, actually I want to hopper this. So I'm going to do something like, let's see, I think I'll put a hopper here with an item conduit that goes into the chest. Actually, I'll do a hopper into an item pipe from embers because they have an internal storage. So as far as I know, that will work. And then I'll just, let's go with a fluid conduit, just like this. And then I will need the plate cast, of course. I'm not sure if I have, I really hope I have another plate cast. I feel like I don't, though. Anyway, I'll be back once I get that set up. Okay, so it turns out we did have another plate cast. So this will just pull quickly. That's just why I'm using a hopper. And then, yep, the item pipe works perfectly. So that'll keep doing its thing. I really need to get, actually, let me look into that. Yeah, let me make I think we can make up to, we can make the tier 2 slot. I believe we get one of these from a quest reward. Yes, so I'm going to whip up these and these. That way this will work more continuously because this guy pulls slowly but in batches of 4, so he's pretty inefficient right now. I'll also get the basic coils up and running as well as the rest of the sheet metal, and then I should come back when we're ready to craft the iron casings. Okay, got the stuff required, and I also did craft that slot upgrade as well as the servo and fluid duct. Super easy. I actually already had all the stuff for it, so it was just a matter of crafting. So once again, I will do it manually, and then use the blueprint. So yep, that's what I thought. These guys like this. And there we go. Our first Actually Editions casing. And I also did just craft up a stack of these MV wire coils. These will be used for making basic coils, which is half a stack of basic coils. So that's pretty good. And there we go. 3 iron casings. I would like to get this done at some point soon. It's a fairly good way to get resources. I think that's everything for the Atomic Reconstructor now. Let's find out. Well, almost. Where are you? There you are. Atomic Reconstructor. Cool. And we will put this guy out here along with my other machine. And I'm actually going to just use these guys for power instead of having them separate. So I was going to put it here, but because I'm lazy, I'm going to actually do this. So the doohickey up there actually remembers where this was placed. So I'm going to put these here, put this here, and then it should start shooting. Then I can put these guys, and I also. So I can put the Atomic Reconstructor there as well as the hydrator. Probably won't be using this hydrator for very much, but that's fine. It's whatever. And now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I want to. We'll figure it out. There we go. Okay, so the next task is going to be to craft up some basic coils. So we pretty much already have everything. So I guess I'll be back when I have this crafted up. Okay, there we go. Got the 2 items for this quest. Just crafted up 14 or 15 basic logic chips. They're pretty easy to batch craft. They're a pain if you don't. So if you are playing this, I would highly recommend batch crafting those. 2 lab blenders. These guys will be used for making sulfur, which is then used to make steel, as well as you can make a bunch of other stuff, really. But the main thing we're looking at is this right here, Scorched Bricks. So you put limestone in to get cracked lime compound. Then you got void crystals, which are just atomically reconstructed coal, ember grit, we already have that, and arcane stone brick. This is going to be in the arcane workbench with some ashen stone, which we can get ashes from the cinder plinth. So that's what we'll be working on coming up. I don't think there's anything we can do with this right at the moment that we need to. I will place it just to have it. Now, this is a rock hounding multiblock, which means that it has a specific configuration for it to work. They look fairly intimidating at first if you haven't used them, but there's a couple tips you can use to make it a little bit easier for you. So I will show you what those are in a second. I'm just gonna put this down just to have it. So the first thing is you can see and hear, get an idea of what it is. This will not be 100% accurate, at least for some of the bigger machines. For this one, which is just a two-part machine, it's pretty easy to figure it out. It shows the top and the bottom part of the controller there, but that's not a big deal. The other way to do it is to use the guidebook. Now, what you're going to be doing is looking for this, Structures and Machines, Tier 1 Machines, Lab Blender. And it'll show you how to point to do it. So this arrow is which direction you're going to be facing when you place this. So I want the power station to be right here. So I'm going to have the controller and then the power station. You can also kind of see the plug. So that will line up with that. And then it can get power from the bottom. Now this machine is going to use RF to fuel itself. You can see that with this being lit up. With this machine right here, the Sizer controller, it uses fuel. And once it's assembled, you'll see this light up. These buttons do basically nothing. It looks like they do at first. I think what this button does is it turns lava into RF, basically. There's also upgrades, which I may as well just explain, even though you get them quite a bit later. This being the primary one, you're going to want the induction heating interface. This is used for a machine that uses fuel and converts it into RF. So like instead of requiring lava or syngas, it can just be powered with RF, like a normal machine. And with these 2-block high blocks, typically speaking, the different blocks are actually separate. So like this one has the output and the preview. This one has the input. So let's see if there's a recipe we can do right now. I'd also like to put the speed upgrade in. I apparently was mistaken and there's no speed upgrade slot for that. Either way, if there is a speed upgrade slot, it'll just have like a little icon for you to put it there. This one definitely can run speed upgrades. So let's check to see if there's anything we would like to make right now. You can use it to pulverize ingots into dusts or combine things together. So we can make sulfur-bearing compound from coal, or let's do cracked coal, which is coal blocks. Oh, that's my bad. That's mineral sizer. You can also get it from graphite ingot. Okay, I am working towards the simple storage, and I've just been doing a little bit of resource gathering. Let's see if we can craft up the storage network master as well as storage request table. Now you will need a storage request table to make the storage remote. So I'm going to make 2 storage request masters. We're going to need a little bit of void crystals as well. So let's do that real quick. I've been skipping crafting because it's kind of boring to watch, but occasionally I think it is fun, and I'm going to try out when I have the stuff actually required, and I'm not just randomly running around vaguely trying to get stuff. So I think I have everything required to make this. I'm going to make a couple of these. The 2 storage networks. And then we just need these guys. We'll do 9. And then we just need a crafting table. So let's do that. Actually, let me check on my wood situation over here. Looking okay? We're still burning it all. That's fine though. For crafting, you can just use this tank. It's quite convenient. Let's see. So we'll turn us half a stack into that, make a crafting table, and then we'll get a stack of treated. And there we go, the treated wood crafting table. This guy's actually pretty cool. I put him in the recipe in the hopes that someone would check it out. It can do some recipe conflict resolution. It can have a small buffer of items. I'm fairly certain. Well, I thought I could save recipes, but it doesn't look like it can. So anyway, it's pretty cool, a little bit nifty. And that's the last thing that we need for the request table. Then we can start hooking things up with the simple cables. Now we will need to make this guy. I think the only thing we don't have for this is the looking glass. So I guess I'll go craft this up real quick, and I'll be back once I've got the remote. Okay, we have simple storage. Set it up so we've got the master right here, the request table right here, which is wirelessly linked and fully accessible via the storage remote. We've got all of our items stored. All of our chests are linked up with these cables here. Simple cables connecting these storage chests, and then underneath this one and these two, or no, just that one there. Let me actually just switch this out real quick. The chests where I don't want to have them be storage, like this is essentially a backpack. All this stuff is items we will take out to mess with different things. This is only output, extract only. So I'm going to do the same thing with this chest as well. I'm going to have this guy be a storage chest for us to use, which might be a waste to have it be this radiant chest because radiant chests can stack extra high. They can hold 256 items in a single slot. But regardless, that's what we're going to do with for now, and that's going to be okay. So let's see here. For those of you wondering why I still have this copper rod up here, this is to remind me to remove this recipe. Because, well, it shouldn't be there. Anyway, yeah, so that's everything I'd like to get done. As a recap, we got simple storage going. Got the atomic reconstructor. Set up a little bit more embers. We did the steam over there in the melter section. Then we've got this lab blender set up, ready for when we are going to be making scorched bricks. We're still going to need a few more components. We're going to need lime, which you can either get from the igneous extruder, which we can't get that until we have dawnstone, which is the scorched brick. Or we can get it from the Twilight Forest. This is where it's intended to be gotten. Also, the storage remote. Well, my teammates will just grab this. I don't need another one, so I'll grab the rabbit stew. So Twilight Forest is coming up. That'll give us the limestone. A couple more things required. The controller. It requires these daybound ingots, which are torchberries in a mana pool with the alchemy catalyst. This will require the Naga scales, defeating the Naga, magic map focus, just some more torchberries, raven feather, charm of keeping, and transformation powder in an arcane workbench. So it'll take a little bit of thumbcraft, exploration, botania, some alchemy, cinder plinth, all this stuff basically. That'll allow us to get tier 3 metals, specifically steel. I'll also be tackling this most likely next episode, but maybe I'll switch over to the magic side of things. Hua will be on over the weekend, and I know he's going to be hogging all the tech stuff, so I plan on getting as much done as I can before he does all the tech progression. That being said, I do really enjoy the magic and exploration side of things, so I'll be looking forward to doing both. For some reason, it looks like this guy is got steam inside, but he's not piping it out. Huh? Wonder why. Anyway, that's fine. Maybe it just looks like it. We got a bunch of ember shards now. 300. Clearly our boar is going full throttle. So ore processing it's okay. Obviously it's doubling, so that's nice, but it's also a bit of a hassle because this fires a single shot and then it requires 2 shots to process, one into the stamper and one into the melter. So to fully for full speed, we would need 2 ember activators, which is not a big deal. It's definitely a thing that can be done. Just not something I particularly want to do at the moment. That being said, I think this is a good place to wrap up. Yep. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next one.